Hey guys, welcome back to Rossoneri TV. I'm Gio and I'm here for the match review of AC Milan against Pescara. Match I finished moments ago at the San Siro, and where the Rossoneri won 1-0 thanks to a goal coming in from Giacomo Bonaventura on a free kick in that second half. It wasn't all pretty for the Rossoneri. It was actually more difficult than expected for us, but at the end of the day, we got the very much needed 3 points that improve our situation in the current league standings, as we are third. We passed Napoli and we are 1 point behind Roma, which dropped a few points themselves today against Empoli. So pretty good in terms of standings. However, the performance wasn't up to par for Milan today. I was expecting something more against Pescara, in which no offense, I think they weren't really supposed to team that Milan should be struggling against. However, I think Pescara played a phenomenal match, a very, very good match. If I would be a Pescara fan, I think I would be very proud of my team. I think Aldo did a very good job to prepare them for this game. And in my opinion, I think they deserved something more for the way that they played. I think they definitely deserved at least 1 point tonight at the San Siro. On the other hand, Milan created their chances. They had a lot of chances that weren't put in the back of the net. I can name a few from Baca, Pasalic, in which really should have been goals. But at the end of the day, they didn't go in the back of the net. Milan held on to this result. I think in previous seasons, this would have probably been a match in which Milan would have dropped points, either by losing them or by tying these types of games. But Milan were compact enough to actually get the 3 points. And these are the type of matches in which Milan need to get these 3 points. We've said it numerous times in previous seasons. Milan wasn't able to capitalize on their chances. They weren't able to pick up important wins against these smaller teams. And in the end, at the end of the year, it would hurt them in the standings and wouldn't allow them to achieve the position that they wanted. So these are the type of games that we need to win. Once again, it wasn't a pretty win for Milan today, but they got the job done. And at the end of the day, that is what counts. Also, to highlight another clean sheet by Gigio Donnarumma, phenomenal once again, with very big saves coming up against Pescara in some crucial moments, especially that last one there with just a few minutes left in the game. So once again, very good to see the 17-year-old picking up another clean sheet for his efforts. Defensively, I think we did quite okay. Gustavo Gomez came in to replace Paletta as he was suspended. And Gustavo Gomez had a shaky start to this match. However, he intensified and he started getting better as the game went on. And I think he did quite good against Pescara. He formed a good partnership with Romagnoli. But obviously, this does not mean that Gustavo Gomez will be replacing Paletta in the games to come. Paletta will be returning from suspension next week against Palermo. Therefore, expect him to come back to the starting 11. In terms of the midfield, we saw Jose Sosa start instead of Kuchka on the right. A quite surprising decision, in my opinion. Maybe it was to give Kuchka some sort of rest. He didn't have a bad game altogether, but he didn't have a good game either. And I think he needs to improve in certain aspects of his game. Jose Sosa didn't give me that electric feeling, that buzz that a player like Bonaventura did today, in which, by the way, I think he once again outstood out there in the park. One of the best players today, Giacomo Bonaventura, not only for his goal, but for his work ethic, always giving that electric feel to the team, that passion and desire that this team oftentimes lacks in the very different aspects of their game. So very happy to see Bonaventura. I've been saying it over the weeks. He's been a player that has been increasing in performance, getting better and better as the games went on. And it really baffles me to see some people still criticizing him for some weird reason. I really don't understand how you could criticize a player like Giacomo Bonaventura, a player that is omnipresent, everlasting in the midfield, possibly one of our best players today. So I'm very happy to see Bonaventura getting back to his ways and working very hard. And really, he baffled the whole Pescara wall on that free kick, shot it right under their legs. He was looking at the wall. He saw that it was attempting to always jump and deflect his shot, but he took them by surprise and shot it right under their legs, in which the Pescara keeper had no chance whatsoever. Up front, we saw Niang, Bacca, and Suso. Niang was originally not supposed to play in this match because he was suffering from a fever, but at the end of the day, Montella decided to field him. Lots of chances missed by Niang. He did a bit better in that second half with some fine assists. Bacca unlucky to hit to score a goal there as he hit the post in that second half. In the first half, he had another big chance with a beautiful cross by Suso. Another player in which I think stood out today is Suso. Really beautiful crosses all the time. Always knows how to put that ball in the box to assist his teammates, and once again you can just see how fundamental a player of this caliber is in this Milan team. It sucks to say that we don't really have an alternative if something happens to Suso, knock on wood, but Milan definitely have to work in the winter transfer window to find a substitute for Suso, because in these types of matches you could see players like Bonaventura and Suso really work hard to move the team forward, to create chances. And when you don't have those players that could replace them in some matches where they're too fatigued to continue, that is where Milan starts to have problems in creating and so forth. For example, today I think the team was very slow in creating chances, gave way too much space to Pescara, gave them way too many opportunities, and this is where the team lacks. We need to find that coherent display on every given match day. And we need to play compact. Thankfully, Pescara didn't score a goal, but against another team, I think we could have really suffered and potentially lost this match. So once again, I'm very happy that we got the result, but we need to do better performance-wise. Now, as in terms of the subs, I think Montella made some changes that were quite surprising. I know he did speak about Pasalic throughout the week, possibly getting some minutes. He came on, he did a decent job. I think he needs more playing time. But Pasalic is definitely a player that is on the rise. I'm not sure how many more chances he could possibly get for Milan, but it's good to see that he's going to be a good player coming into some matches, and I think he's definitely climbing up that chart in terms of substitutes. So we'll see what happens. Also, Kushka coming in for Jose Sosa. I think he had a very good game for the minutes that he played, those last 20-25 minutes. When you need a physical presence like Kushka in that midfield, Pescara was a very physical team today. They won lots and lots of challenges. So I'm really happy to see Montella introducing Kuchka in that lineup to give Milan some help in that regard. One substitute that I really didn't appreciate the way he came across his performance today was Luis Adriano. He came on from Bacca with about 5 minutes left in the 90 minutes, and I'm expecting more from a player that comes in that late into the match. He definitely didn't have the intensity that I was hoping for. At one certain moment, Milan was sitting pretty back to defend that 1-goal lead, and it seems like he was just walking around the pitch. That is completely unacceptable for me, for a player that just came in and doesn't give us 100% to do well. He did more of containing rather than creating in those last instances, but I'm expecting more from Luis Adriano, more energy when he comes in. He needs to fight more for a spot. I would have definitely liked to see Lapadula come into this match and face his former team, but Montella decided otherwise and decided to go for Luis Adriano instead. Now, guys, let me know your comments and thoughts about tonight's match against Pescara in the comments section. I'll be reading them for the next 5 to 10 minutes, where I'll be answering your questions on any concerns that you have on our performance today. So leave those comments into the comment section, and I will be doing just that. We got some starting comments here from Casey saying Sosa needs to improve on passing and positioning. As I said, Sosa was introduced into this match, replacing Kuchka in that starting 11, and I wasn't really happy about this because Kuchka, we all know how strong he plays every match. But Sosa definitely, yes, he needs to improve on his passing and positioning nonetheless. Locatelli was good defensively, in my opinion. I think Locatelli did a decent job. Lost a bit of balls, though. But definitely, this is all a learning process for Locatelli. But I think he's capable of doing better. I don't think we saw the best out of Locatelli today. Vignesh says Jack with a captain performance. I definitely agree with that. RMVS Gaming, Donnarumma has the most clean sheets in the top 5 leagues. And, at the same time, it's not like Milan have the best defense in Europe. So this is very great to see for Donnarumma. Still able to keep clean sheets despite the defense not being 100%. Definitely what Milan need, a very, very strong goalkeeper like him at 17 years old is what you need. Aniket says Matty Fernandez is back in training. This could be a very good player to introduce in certain matches. So we'll see how Matty Fernandez develops throughout the next following days. Gio, did you see that offside trap? It was beautiful. If you're referring to the goal that Pescara scored but was ruled offside, yes, I'm very happy to see that offside trap. I think it was played to perfection. Donnarumma had initially made that save. If there's one aspect in which Donnarumma needs to improve, in my opinion, is when he saves the ball, he needs to find better redirection. Many times he palms it in the way of the attackers into action. I would prefer him to palm it away. But, this is all a learning process for a young goalkeeper. I'm a goalkeeper myself, and it is very tough sometimes to parry it outside of the action. Do I think Onda deserves to get a chance to play, but not as a right winger, since he doesn't have a lot of pace? I don't think Onda deserves a chance. I think he got his chances, and in my opinion, he will be leaving in January, if not next summer for sure. Onda has no place in this Milan team. Sucks to say because he's actually a promising player in other teams. I think he could do very well, but definitely not in Milan. I don't think he deserves to start over Kuchka in that right mid role, for example. As a right winger, Suso is miles ahead of him. So I definitely don't see a place for Onda whatsoever in this team. When is Calabria and Antonelli coming back? I'm not convinced with Abate. Calabria and Antonelli are working hard to get back in their starting 11. Also, just to play, they're working hard to get back in match-fit conditions. I think it shouldn't be much longer until we see them coming back. But definitely, I would like to see them play once they do return. Abate, he had some decent runs today. But, yes, as you mentioned, I'm definitely not convinced entirely with his performances on any given day. De Sciglio, Bonaventura, and Suso played so well. Locatelli played decent. Who was my man of the match? It would have to be between Bonaventura and Donnarumma, but I would definitely give it to Bonaventura. He played over, almost 100 minutes today, if you consider the stoppage times had it in both halves, and this guy was still going at it. Incredible to see, just everlasting performance from Bonaventura. I think he definitely deserves that man of the match award, in my opinion. Should Pasalic play over Sosa? Maybe, yes. Pasalic could do well. I think he could do better than Sosa, but he's not going to get a starting position, in my opinion. I think Milan at this moment have a decent starting 11, and they have to find better replacements. They have to find better substitutes. I'm not sure if they're all going to be coming in the winter, but yes, Milan definitely have to find better substitutes, but we'll see what happens. De Sciglio has been getting better and better. A few mistakes, but I think this season will be his breakthrough. I don't know about breakthrough. Yes, he's been getting better in certain circumstances and certain aspects of his game, but I think De Sciglio still needs a lot of work. Yes, he's getting better, but he's nowhere close to the type of player that many people were saying that he could achieve. Montella said if we could buy Pasalic, he would, so I think we should buy him. Very promising young player, good physically and technically. Pasalic just needs a bit more confidence, very promising. I think so too. I like, as I said, he played a decent match when he came in. It was his first match as an official player in Milan, I believe, besides the friendly matches. So I think, yes, if he gets more playing time, he could do well. I just don't see him getting a starting role in the team at the moment. Do you think Donnarumma will win the Ballon d'Or? Well, he wasn't even nominated, so not this year, but maybe in the future. It is a very hard trophy to achieve for a goalkeeper, but I believe that maybe he will. He could be the very first goalkeeper to ever win it. Who is Montella going to buy in January? A lot of transfer window questions. You know, guys, I hate to break it to you, but it's just the start of November in a few days, and I hate talking about the transfer window so early. But if you guys really want me to say, I think Milan do need more defenders, maybe another solid center back to complement Romagnoli. Paletta, I don't know if he could play the full season. I mean, he's definitely solid, but how far could he keep his consistency? I just don't know yet. I would definitely get some other players in terms of right wingers or left wingers, some players that could come in at any time when Niang or Suso are not playing, and I would definitely get a midfielder, maybe a right mid to replace either Kuchka, someone stronger, but definitely at least one player in each department I would definitely get, because we could definitely see that Milan still has flaws in every position so far, even though we're third place. Where do you think Milan will finish this season? I've always said that a realistic position is fifth, but I don't know how far this Milan team could go and how much consistency they could put in their performances. I think that if Milan keep this up until the end of December, we could definitely achieve top 3 this year, especially considering the reinforcements that we are expecting in January. So I don't see a reason as to why, with the reinforcements, if we continue the way that we have been playing, we shouldn't be able to reach top 3 or top 4 this season. Who was your man of the match? I already said it. It goes to Bonaventura for me. Milan Butch says, I want Lapadula to play. He seems the most passionate out of all the strikers. And what do you think of Cutrone, who got promoted to the senior team recently? Lots of questions on Cutrone. I think he's definitely a very promising youngster that does very well in the Primavera. And I'm very happy to see Milan integrating more youngsters, more players from the Primavera into the roster that is getting called up every week. So definitely like to see Cutrone getting called up. If he deserves a chance to play at this moment, I don't know. I think there's other players ahead of him, but why not give him a shot if we have the opportunity to do so? Maybe in a match in which we have a big winning margin, or if Montella just sees something in him in training that could definitely unblock a certain situation in the match, why not try him out? When am I going to do a live stream from the San Siro? When I get enough money to get there, in all honesty. Right now, I don't have that money, so if you guys want to set up a fund for me to go, then why not? But at this very moment, that would be quite impossible for me to do. Baka should apologize for his behavior after being substituted. He definitely wasn't happy with the substitution, but at the same time, I could understand Montella's situation as to why he did such a thing. But I think that Baka needs to be more focused. He needs to be a better finisher. He had a good start of the season, but now I believe it's 4 matches since the last time he scored for Milan. So he definitely needs to improve in that regard. He needs to find his finishing touch once again and put the ball in the back of the net. 1 or 2 more questions before I sign off. Who do I think the captain should be if Calabria comes back into the starting 11 over Abate? I don't see a reason as to why Bonaventura shouldn't be getting the captaincy. Honestly, this guy is amazing. I don't see why some people would criticize him. I would personally give it to Bonaventura, no joke. RVS Gaming says, we have seen what Donnarumma, Calabria, and Locatelli can do, and I feel like they understand what it means to play for the Rossoneri as they made it through the ranks of the youth. That's a very good statement. I think that players coming in through the youth system for Milan understand the importance for playing for the team, and honestly, to me, it's like the ultimate achievement for them. Getting promoted from the youth team to the senior team, whereas other players might just get integrated from other teams into Milan and don't really understand the essence and importance of the club's value. So definitely that is a very good statement you made there. When players come through from the youth system into the senior squad, I think they understand the importance of the team more than other players. Can I live stream a game soon, but it doesn't have to be in the stadium? Just your reactions. Yes, I was already thinking of that. I think I will soon do something regarding live streaming in terms of reactions. I might be doing something with the Milan Club Montreal, maybe when we watch future games together, especially the big games. We'll see what happens, but I think I will definitely be doing something soon regarding that. I know YouTube is rolling out a new live stream option for mobile phones, like iPhone and stuff. So I think once that rolls out, it will be easier for me to do. So we'll see what happens. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for today's match review of AC Milan Pescara. Once again, 1-0, the final scoreline, goal scored by Giacomo Bonaventura in that second half. Our next fixture will be against Palermo next weekend. So on that note, guys, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to Rossoneri TV to stay updated with everything going on at AC Milan. And I'll catch you guys later for another video. This has been Gio signing off. And as always, Forza Milan.